Hello everyone, this is Juan Sarmiento and today is Friday, March the 3rd. This is a brief video to show you how I select my candidates, and I have it here in a watch list, okay? And it's called Genie News Liquid -1 -IV, and that's a complex name to remind me this kind of stocks that I select. You're gonna have to, I'm gonna send you a link, all right? The link is in the description below, and this link will help you load this monstrosity, which is my scan that produces this watch list where my candidates show up, okay? So I'm gonna simply share that with you, and I have it. The way I do is I say here share scan query, and this generates the scan query, and when I share it, it generates this link, okay? So I'm gonna open that link. So I'm gonna set up and say open shared links. This is what you're gonna do, open shared links, and here you're gonna put that link, Control P, okay? You can paste it or you simply copy it, and that's it. And then you can just preview and it loads it, and now it has a name, and now you're gonna save it. You say import, and it would be scan query blah blah blah, okay? You change it to whatever name you want, import, and here it is. Okay, it's a copy of what I generated. I'm going to explain in a minute what it all means, okay? But you can use this scan query to save it as a scan list, okay? So save it as a scanning list. I'm going to try and do that. Save as a watch list, and let's say Juan's favorite, Juan's scan. Okay, that's only one though. That's not the only thing I use, but it would serve the purpose in many ways by now. And so when you come over here, you say personal scan query. Here it is. Okay, I named it something else, Juan's scan, but here it is as a auto scan, and so you never have to change it again. It's there, and it's showing me the stock that I'm interested in. Okay, let's examine what does it all mean. It means this particular scan will look for all stocks, all and only stocks. It doesn't get into any kind of index or anything like that, or currencies or anything like that, just stocks. And I also select insert, meaning that all stocks with penny increment options, okay? Those are liquid, okay? So I don't, if it doesn't have penny increments, it's going to be illiquid, and I'm not interested, okay? Then I have all these settings. First, for stock, it must be more than $20 a share, and the top could be anything, okay? The reason is I don't want to deal with penny stocks or anything like less than that, because then it begins to cost me a lot on commissions, okay? So that's what that is for. Then we have here the average volume over the last 90 days is more than 1 million shares. That means it's fluid stock, plenty of shares, okay? So that increases the liquidity of it, and then I don't get in trouble with stocks that don't get filled, okay? It eliminates a bunch of penny stocks and stuff that are irrelevant for my interest. Now this is the complex. This is 1 or 2 or 3 different items. I'm going to describe them here. Close is the close of today minus the close of 5 days ago divided by the close of 5 days ago. That gives me the percent change over the last 5 days. And as you can see, it must be more than 0.1 or 10%. Okay? The change over the last 5 days must be more than 10%. This is about the same thing. It includes not only the 5 days ago, but also those that have increased 10% today. Okay, so you can combine the two or the both of them. Close of today minus close of yesterday divided by the close of yesterday must be a change of more than 10%. And then finally we have close of today minus the close of 10 days ago divided by the close of 10 days ago must be more than 15%. That way I get the big movers. Okay, Moss is the one that showed up. You know, if you go 10 days ago, yeah, it's been moving significantly over the last 15 days. I don't know which one of them. I would say the 10 days has triggered it, or the last 5 days too. And yesterday was a big bump, but then today it's not moving, so it would not have detected that. Okay, compared to yesterday, it's not moved that much. Let's continue on. Then we have the implied volatility. Implied volatility must be more than 20%. Okay, because if it's less than 20%, it means it's a dormant stock. It may be a stock that is waiting for a takeover agreement or something like that, and it has been agreed the price, and so the price is not going to change much, and so the volatility decreases below 20%, and I don't want to trade those because the volatility will continue to decline until the stock is taken over by another company. Those are big no-nos when it comes to the PC, when it comes to the Genie trade. Then implied volatility must be less than 4%, for 40%. Why? Because if it's too liquid, if the volatility is too high, then it would tend to decline, and that hurts my trade. Okay, so that scans that out of the park. Okay, that's out of contention. Then I have the close must be minus the Ichimoku minus the span B must be greater than 0. What that means, it needs to be positive. If you take a look at the chart here, the span B is this yellow line, and the Ichimoku is the average. I'm not sure, but I'm just looking for stocks that are above the Ichimoku cloud. That's what it is. Okay, it needs to be yellow, and it must be above the yellow line. That's what it means. The Ichimoku must be positive. It's because it's going up. Okay, and then IV percentile. I already discussed several times that I'm looking for implied volatility around 15%. That's what shows in my my spreadsheet. You will remember that. So 20 is the maximum, and the minimum must be 0. Okay, so the implied volatility percentile, meaning where is it at? Well, here, this is the percentile is at the lower end of the chart of the last year. So I click here, and you see that it's very close to 0, and that is what comes up when you take a trade chart and go down. It says current IV percentile. It must be 0. Well, not necessarily. That in this case is good, but in the case of my scan, it allows me to go up to 20. And then in my spreadsheet, I put actually 15, but I keep it open that it could go a little higher than that. But 20 is acceptable. Okay, so there you have. That's the scan. And then earnings, this is very important, does not have earnings announcement anytime in the next 45 days, which means earnings occurred recently. So the effect on the stock bumping is because is an earnings bump, an earnings rally. And this is the case for this Moss. So Moss looks like a good candidate. But I also have the IV chart, which in this case is yellow. And that is not quite good. It should be green, okay? And that's the chart that goes to the second the second criteria that I use, that is my IVSV chart, and I will cover that in a video to come, okay? But this is only for the scan, so now you know what the scan is, and I'm gonna put it in the comments below so you can go to the scan and import it, okay? Remember to go here to this spot and say share scan query, and then I'm sorry, you need to say I forget, but I already did it earlier, a minute ago, to load that scan, okay? This is a scan. I forget where I did it. So many details, my God. Share scan query. No, this is the sharing out. And you saw me doing it early in the video, so please go back, and then it will show up here, scan query, and you can then change the name of it to remind you of what it is, okay? And this is an automatic scan query that will not change. It will operate by using this query here that I just saved, okay? That's all for today. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.